Hi there, my name is Barnaby and I'm a guitar maker and repairer living in Tokyo. And one of the cool things about what I do is I occasionally get to come across some really fantastic guitars. And some of the best are the old Fender Japan guitars from the 80s, from the 90s, and they do great kind of reissued Telecasters and Stratocasters. And in a lot of ways they're actually kind of closer to the originals than even modern Fender custom shop ones. This is a really good example. I think they called this a TL52. I don't know the date because I haven't had the neck off, but I've done a bunch of work on it. It's a solid piece of ash. It's really heavy. It's 3 pieces. You can actually see the lines on this one because there's been some sort of creep over time. I think it was kept in a closet, and so there's been some discoloration. But it's got things like slotted screw heads instead of Phillips screw heads, you know, like the really early ones, and the pickups are amazing. It's just really cool. The neck carve is great. So what happened was this guitar had been kept in someone's closet for about 20 years, and someone got in touch with me and said, look, can you make it play? And things like the jack had come undone, the jack cup had come out and broken off, all the electronics were all kind of scratchy, the frets were a disaster, and the pickguard was broken. So what happened was I got hold of it, I replaced the jack cup, I resoldered everything, I cleaned up the electronics, I had to reattach some detached wires, a ground wire especially, and then I actually had to kind of fabricate a new pick guard because the standard ones that you can buy with 5 holes don't quite fit this model. The screw holes are in slightly different places, and then that was kind of sanded to give it the appearance of the what was it called, phenolite or bakelite one that they had on here originally. What happens with these, which is a bit of a problem, is because they're 5 hole, it tends to lift here along this edge because there's nothing holding it down, so it tends to lift here, and then when you play over time moisture gets underneath and you get all sorts of other issues, and this had warped and cracked at this point. So I was able to deal with that. What I actually did when I reattached this pickguard, a little tip for people, is I put some strips of very, very thin double-sided tape under here, 3 of them, so when this went on, it's got the screws holding it in place, but the double-sided tape should actually stop a bit of a rise, and it won't make it impossible to get the pickguard off in the future, and it won't damage the finish here. Then I had to go through, I did a little bit of a setup on it, I polished all the frets, which were actually in really good condition. The neck was nice and straight, there wasn't much to do there, you know, new strings, and just kind of gave it a once or twice over. It was a bit of work to get it back in playing condition, but it's really worth it. It's an amazing guitar, so let's give it a listen.